Welcome to episode 43 of the Sweet Natured Cruisecast. Hi, I'm Linz, as I wasn't joined by Marky.
Hello.
Hello, and today we're talking what makes speciality dining special. But first, a little bit of Marky's mood music.
So what's the story? That extra something bright? Is it worth the moolah for just one special night? Does the service sparkle? Is the waiter so wow? Is the food divine? Something you truly crave?
What did you think to today's mood music?
We are talking speciality dining, I'd just like to confirm.
It does say food.
Wow, I've gone all warm.
And you've not even had any of your coffee yet.
I've not had any of my
But
coffee.
if you would like to listen to the full 4 minutes of that big band performance.
I think, wow, that's going to be like Candle in the Wind. It's going to be number one for weeks.
I'm not certain about that, but stay tuned at the
I went
end
dark
of the
then.
episode.
This is
You
me
did, didn't
trying
you?
to get my mind off whatever my mind was on.
They were talking about speciality.
Oh my goodness.
Which is what this week's episode's about. We've also got a couple of news stories.
Okay.
Look how professionally I'm bringing this back.
Wow,
But no cruise confession, because it's an early morning recording. So the cruise confessions will be back for the next episode, and we've got the late night Lindsay one coming up towards the end of November as well.
Is that when it is?
Yeah, that's when we're doing it. So it's before Christmas, because it seems wrong doing that as a Christmas special.
I don't know.
Well, I've seen some of the stories. It doesn't seem Christmas.
A lot of things happen
There's
at
a lot
Christmas.
of wrapping.
Okay.
Or things being unwrapped, at least. Anyway, we'll save that until late November. What makes speciality dining special? So our recent video, most recent one that came out,
Yes.
was about the speciality dining on Independence of the Seas, and that's what sort of prompted us about this. So it might be worth us just clarifying what we think speciality dining is classed as.
You do that. You do that. I'll have my coffee.
Well, no, you have to contribute into this, because does speciality dining have to be upcharged? Is that what we're classing it as, where there's an extra cost?
Yes.
Or can it be where it's one where you
Special.
can only go once or twice on a cruise, but there's no extra charge?
Oh, okay.
So, for instance, when we went on Windstar, there were 2 restaurants in there that were classed as speciality dining, but there were no
Yes.
charge for it, but you had to book.
Right. Oh. Let's do the first one first.
And
then
maybe come back to
and
the
then
second.
maybe come back to the second one, because people know what we mean. Because speciality dining in the more
Modern traditional sense.
means paying a supplement, because you've already paid your cruise fare and therefore it's full board, to enjoy a more upscale dinner. Am I right in saying that?
Yeah, I think so.
Now, they do pitch it as the cruise lines are like, they show couples having a lovely dinner and like, oh, date night. But I don't think cruise lines register. They think that the couple is on the date. They're actually having the date with the restaurant, because they know each other. It's not a traditional date night date.
Yeah, if you're on a cruise ship, it's not, you haven't just met that. I mean, you might have just, we've said this before, you may have just met on the cruise ship.
That's
You
fair.
might be on a singles cruise and decide to go for a nice meal
Well,
together.
then that's not something I can cover. But when you've gone on the cruise ship with somebody and you go with your partner to the restaurant, it's got to be special.
There's an expectation that it's
I'm getting
an elevated experience.
Yes, an elevated experience.
So, for you, what is it then that makes speciality dining special? Is it the food? Or is it the service? Is it the ambience, the restaurant, all of the above? And give us some examples of sort of good ones.
Good ones. So a good one, I'm going to go in right. Oh, but it's good in one way and bad in another, and not in a good way.
Mystic Meg outside of me here. Or cryptic Meg.
Look. I mean, Eden is a fabulous speciality dining restaurant.
On Celebrity
Celebrity.
Edge class ship.
Yes. Fabulous. The whole ambiance.
It feels very different from sort of where you step down the stairs into the restaurant, and you can see the open plan kitchen, all that side. Why have you started to chortle?
Oh no, what's wrong with me? I thought
You have to speak up a little bit more. Only sort of cats and dogs can hear you.
I thought you said when you got down in the restaurant.
Why? That's a late night Linzi one. I'm not. In fact, we haven't even had that for late night Linzi's special yet. No, when you go down the steps into there, it feels special.
Yeah.
Please continue with your Eden.
When you got to Eden. And it's very, I think your songs killed me. When you go to Eden, you go to Eden, you go to Eden, and it's, you get really taken care of.
See, my song was accurate.
and you feel
You pay a bit
special.
extra and you get taken care of.
No, you don't pay a little bit extra.
You pay a lot extra,
You pay. You see, you brought me back down to earth now, talking cash.
Talking money.
You pay more. You pay more, and you're treated, and you get what you see on the menu. You know you've got a choice of which courses.
Oh, is that different to a normal restaurant?
Giovanni's. They're not suggested items that you will come on to that, but they take you through the menu.
Okay.
They tell you what they think is good, and they're putting their tip on it. Because when you go to these places, you do give a extra gratuity.
Yeah.
And they.
You don't have to.
No, you
clear.
don't. But
it says it's included.
No, but they are very good.
Yeah.
They're very good, and they take you through and they tell you. And if you go something a little bit lighter, then they'll say, actually, would you like so-and-so for the table?
Yeah, because that you're not going to be full with that.
Well, I don't think it's a case of full. I think they feel that you need something rich and indulgent.
Yeah. They want it to be a memorable experience. And for me, that's what makes a really great specialty dining, where you come out of it and it's incredibly memorable. You're going back to the song again.
Oh, my.
It's where,
coffee.
for me, I say you feel that you've already paid a lot of money to go on a cruise ship. Let me rewind. You paid a lot of money to go on there. There's no such thing as a cheap cruise nowadays, even for sort of the lower priced cruising. It's still expensive.
Yeah, I was going to call you Craig David then, but that's only a joke for me.
Okay. You've got all that cost that's already put on there. You might have also bought a drinks package, more cost as well. So to then spend even more when you're on board, and it can be fun. You know, if you go on something like Fred Olsen, it can be a tenner. If you go on something like Windstar, it can be included, the specialty bookings.
Yeah.
But on the sort of bigger, sort of more popular lines, things like Royal Caribbean or Celebrity, you can be paying upwards of $100 a person.
Which is a lot of money.
And upwards towards $300 for the really sort of top ones.
Yes.
Like the train one, which I can never remember its name, the Empire Supper Club, those sort of ones you can be paying a fortune for, but you're getting, again, a different sort of experience.
Yes. But you're putting a lot on that, though. You're expecting a lot in return.
If I paid $300 for a meal and a show, my expectations are, because as you rightly said, this is meant as a supplement to what you've already paid. If the cost is comparable to what you paid on land, then you're expecting at least the same quality of what you would get on land. I don't think that's an unreasonable.
No, I don't think it is.
But if you're paying that price, you know, I have seen people comment in the past where they said, well, yeah, but you got to remember it is on a cruise ship. It's like, yeah, but if I were paying $100 at a restaurant per person on land, my expectations of that are far greater than if we've gone at a restaurant that's $30 a person.
Yeah, but you can still have a good time in a £30 per person place.
Absolutely.
You know,
your expectations become greater the more that you sort of put onto it.
Yeah.
So Eden was a good example where you had that sort of extra level of service. Not only was it the food,
yes,
you had that extra level of service where they curated a menu for you.
Yeah,
because
cocktails
when we spoke to them, you had an option to pay a bit extra to have the tasting menu.
Yes.
And our waitress said, like, you don't need to do
No,
that.
we can. I can
essentially
curate
build
it for
you that. Tell me
Yeah.
which bits you like. You
Yeah.
can have as many courses as you want.
Yeah.
I can build you that. You've already got the drinks package.
Yes.
So I can even bring you
Those
relevant cocktails.
The one in the box. Wow.
Oh, the cocktails
What
in there
was
were
that?
fantastic.
The forbidden fruit?
Forbidden fruit, something like that. It was like an appley.
Yeah, it was.
thing.
Yeah, it was very Eden.
Yeah. And I think that level of service, but also the amount of time that they spend with you, because they're not having to look after 10, 20 tables. You do get much more attention. Our water never dropped below like half full.
The wine,
they'd constantly top up, even though we were on the drinks package. It was still being topped up. You get that level over and above.
And do you remember they even apologised to us because when we went and they didn't know who we were there as.
They didn't know we were filming anything.
No, but they apologised to us because of our status, that they didn't have a window table.
Oh, because of our loyalty status.
Because of our not because I'm.
Because you're late night Lindsay.
I was going to say Lady Lindsay, but I will also accept
that's not an
Lindsay.
official thing yet.
I don't think it ever will be, actually.
You never know.
Baroness
Lindsay.
I don't like that. Anyway,
yeah, at least the children bit would sound better then.
I could rock the plats, let's be honest. So when we went, they were like, we don't have a table for you that hasn't got a window. There was still what?
No, just imagine you as the Baroness now with the plats.
I don't think you'll be the first person.
I know.
And they said, where would you like to sit? And you said, can I sit by the kitchen? Because you love to watch an open kitchen.
Yeah.
You like to see all the activity.
Well, they were playing. I do like to see activity when I'm paying extra. In this particular one, they were plating up directly in front of us, which were fascinating to watch, wasn't it? We want like literally sat in the kitchen, because you can pay a fortune for those chefs.
They
class them as chef's table. Victoria and Albert in Disney, they have one, and I think they only have like one table or maybe two tables.
Yes, I think it's 10.
And even by Victoria and Albert standards of being expensive, that's expensive.
Yes.
So we kind of got that experience, but still sat back enough that we didn't feel that we couldn't talk.
Yeah. I think we need to get onto the when it's not so good now.
Well, do you want to, just before we go on there, because we've only talked about one
restaurant, but it's a very special restaurant.
Can you give us an example of another one where you think it's a good example of what makes specialty dining special?
I'm going to say Veranda.
On Cunard?
On Cunard.
Okay. What makes Veranda? I didn't think you'd go with that, but that's interesting.
I like that they offer me a big knife.
So Veranda's a steakhouse?
Yes.
They don't just randomly offer you a weapon when you go in?
No, but they know me. I like that. They offer me a big knife. They let me choose my knife.
They do.
I like to feel the weight.
It's something that's a bit different. But is it worth paying, if I remember right, the last time I went to Veranda, about $50 per person?
I think it's about $60 now.
Is it worth it just to select your weapon of choice for your steak?
No, I still like the things. The food is great. The service is a little more reserved than it is in Eden.
Yeah, I would say because we've been in a Veranda across the 3 ships, I think 4 times, we have had one experience where the service wasn't as great.
Yeah, but
But we've had 3 where it's been exceptional.
But the thing is, I was going to talk about this as well, about speciality dining. What speciality was and what speciality is now, unless you're paying those top whack amounts, is very different. Because remember, on the first time we went on to Veranda and I had the rum baba, they gave my rum baba a bath.
Of rum?
Of rum, which is they put it in a little device and they let me select the rum, a rum baba bath, and then and then put it in the put in the room, and then they swizzled it.
They didn't swizzle it.
They did swizzle.
I promise you, when we talked, you talked about this the other day when we were watching something. So I went back and checked the video. What they did is they put the bath in, They then close the lid over,
And they didn't swizzle it.
and then they put it down on the thing. In your head, the swizzle's the one part, and I don't know why you think that. They just presented it there, and then they put it down on the table, and then
No.
they opened it up again, which in hindsight seems a bit daft.
It had seeped through. It was very moist. It had obviously had seen some action. So I don't.
I suspect they just put more rum in it.
I loved it. I loved it. And then the chantilly cream. Oh my God, yes. Yes. And
you see, I thought you were going to go somewhere else, but I'm going to just cut you off.
Okay, cut me off. Do it.
Because I thought you were going to go somewhere else when you were saying about where things can be different for that money. 'Cause the first time that when you pay for speciality dining,
Yeah.
like I say, unless it's that top level,
Yeah.
that is what when we first started going cruising and speciality dining.
It was like, yeah, even.
Not everything was like Eden, because Eden didn't
No,
exist at
but
that
I'm
point.
going to say the word, even Giovanni's was like
Well,
that.
Giovanni's, when we first went to that on Oasis of the Seas, which is, what, 14, 15 years ago
years
now?
and years ago when it first came out.
2009, I think.
Yeah.
Was spectacular. And we still remember that. And that, again, for me, that's one of the things that makes speciality dining special, when it's so memorable that 16 years later,
We still remember
we
it.
can still remember it, which is even more impressive because we got absolutely blathered in there on limoncello cocktails.
God, yeah.
But the service in there
And then
was
they
so
finished
friendly.
us off with even more limoncello.
They did finish us off with it.
And coffee. They offered us coffee.
The best thing that I have in my memory about that, and it's not rose-tinted glasses memories, is it felt like going to a really good local Italian, and almost in the Cheers way, where everyone knows your name,
Yeah.
where you feel like part of the family.
And even like the decor, unlike Sabatini's on Princess, is doesn't feel as cutesy as what Giovanni's did at that time, even though similar pricing and things.
Yeah, at that point.
It was more themed, felt more, I'm not saying there was plastic fruit, but you get that there was lovely paintings and a warmer.
Yeah, it felt classier.
I wouldn't say classy.
No, but classy
warmer.
Classy in a really good Italian.
It felt like you were in
way.
an Italian.
That's what I
Unlike
meant. It felt like one
Sabatini's is, you could just swap out the menus and it could be
a different sort of
It
restaurant.
could just be a different sort of restaurant.
With the exception of on the Sphere Class Princess, I thought that felt
no, you
more-
could still swap it out, and they did.
And well, they literally did. They changed
Yeah,
the location.
so-
That's how your point's very well made on that.
Thank you,
particular
I'm
one.
always right.
I didn't go that far. But I do want to go to the opposite end
What's
of
that?
speciality dining.
Yeah.
And I would like to point out, I'm going to talk about this. And the second time we went on a different ship, it was a very different experience and much better.
Go on, do it.
But when we went on Ventura, and we went to the beach house,
Oh, yes.
and we paid, I think, maybe it was a tenner. It wasn't expensive, but it was an upcharge. And it was really poor. The quality of the food was poor, the service was poor. You can see it in the old Ventura video if you go back and watch it.
I wouldn't.
No, I wouldn't either. But it wasn't a great experience.
No.
And we talked about that when we came off, and people said, oh, that's not normal for that restaurant. Try it on one of the newer ships.
And we did.
We tried it when we went on Iona, and it was fantastic.
It was, yeah.
So it does show that you go from ship to ship and the quality varies. And I'm
Yes.
sure that as sort of poor an experience as we had of Giovanni's on Independence of the Seas, if we went on another ship, it doesn't mean it'll be the same.
No.
And for me, I want that consistency. If it's a chain of speciality ones
Yeah.
that's on every ship of a certain one,
Yeah.
I want to be able to get on a ship and know I'm going to get that same quality, that same service,
Yes.
and not inconsistency. Because then it's not a gamble for me to pay that money if I know it's going to be great.
No. No, that's it. And you're paying your herd at.
And for me, and for me, that's what makes
You know what I
speciality special is that
Yeah.
you know it's going to be good.
Yes, you know it's going to be good. You know you're going to have it's going to feel special. You're not going to feel like you've been ripped off.
Yeah.
Or that you've just been, just,
Do you want to talk about some bad experiences then? Other than what we just talked about
I've
there.
got to go to work. I think we might need to cut the news down to one story. If
No,
that's
there's
the
three
case.
great stories.
No, we
today.
can't. I'm too busy. What was I saying? Oh, bad. Yeah, Giovanni's last time. Not good.
There were salty dog when we went to
Salty
that
dog,
on
not
Ruby
good.
Princess. That wasn't a great one. Again, you're not talking the same price level as Apex.
But with Salty Dog, though, we'd never been before.
No, that
So
was our first experience.
So we built it up in our mind of what it would be like, and it disappointed us.
We did, but everything about it, the service was really poor.
It was
the
all
food
wrong.
was terrible.
It was all wrong.
But again, we've had other people that have been to it on different ships and said they've had a much better experience.
But Giovanni's was different. We'd been before. We liked it. It stayed with us. We were like, oh, we must dabble with this again. And then it disappointed us.
Well, there's...
So you can't win.
While we're sticking on sort of Princess, what was the original Rudy's one? Sulamere.
Oh, Sulamere with the fish fingers on the napkin.
R.I.P. Sulamere.
I think we killed that.
I definitely feel that other similar reviews may have killed it.
No, I think...
It was really poor. And again, that was quite an expensive one, relatively speaking.
It was expensive.
That wasn't a tenner.
Do you remember the sugar thing?
What was the sugar thing?
Where I couldn't get it out and then it all came out. It was just awful.
I'm not utterly convinced that that's necessarily just the restaurant's fault.
No, but you should check your sugar.
You should always
check your sugar levels.
Lindsay's top tip of the day, always check your sugar. Yeah, I mean, that was really poor. And to be fair, Princess did listen to that. They then sort of ditched the Sulamere restaurant, replaced it with the Rudy's Catch by Rudy,
yes,
which people love.
Yes.
And again, I'm sure like there's the odd one who's not had a great experience in there, but generally speaking, they're really positive. We've not done Catch by Rudy.
No.
But the poor experience in Sulamere would not stop us trying Catch by Rudy's.
No.
Because it's a completely different experience. Any final thoughts on what's making specialty dining special, or should we have some cruise news?
I'm just going to say, if and when you book your specialty dining, just be prepared. It may be
prepared.
It may.
Is it Linzi the Scout now as well?
Yes, be prepared because
dip. That's what you're saying, Scouts.
I think I need to see them fingers this time. You know what I mean? Just
It must be fascinating listening to the audio version of this with no context. Be prepared.
Be prepared that you might, I'm going to say this, I'm going to say it. You might go and it be absolutely mind-blowing and stay with you for years.
Yeah.
Or you might go and you'll be sadly disappointed.
But it might still stay with you for years as well.
Because
it's memorable.
It's memorable and there'll be a point that you can laugh about it. But at the time, it will be mortifying and you'll want to sink down under the table.
I can only ever remember from sort of specialty dining experiences where it's been exceptional or where it's been terrible. I'd never remember the mediocre ones because we've been on so many cruises over the years.
Yeah.
And we always try specialty dining. So if it's just all right.
Can I tell my knife story before you do your news? Why I like
go
the
on,
knife. Do you remember when I got absolutely... I was quite drunk when I went in.
You were drunk?
Yeah.
No.
And I got...
People are going to find that hard to believe.
And they gave me a knife. And then when, I can only think it's like a past life thing. I threw the knife up in the air and caught
Swizzled it.
Swizzled it and caught it by the handle. And you were like, no. Just like
I can't do it like that.
Yeah, you weren't impressed.
I no, because the chance of you doing that while sozzled was pretty much zero. The chance of you slicing your hand open and having to go to spend the evening down in medical
It never occurred to me. It never occurred to me that I grab it by the wrong end. I got it by the handle, and I was like Crocodile Dundee.
Crocodile Dundee don't do that.
Oh no, this is too big.
He's like, no, this is a knife. You didn't do that. It's like,
well, who was I?
John Wick.
I was John Wick. John Wick / Rachel Weisz in The Mummy. Oh, she had the dagger things. I'm good.
She did, yeah. Let's have some cruise news.
I feel. What have you put in this coffee?
Nothing. coffee and
Are you
milk.
sure?
No. So, Norwegian Cruise Line has upset some passengers
Oh, dear.
with some late port changes, which happens. We talked
It
about
happens,
it.
it happens, it
know,
happens. Where are we going now? Where we should have
Well,
been going and where are we going?
So this is affected, and this is on cruises starting within the next couple of weeks. So it's well inside the final payment period. People have already paid.
Okay.
And it's affecting Getaway, Breakaway and Pearl, which
Oh,
we
big
talked about
ones.
a few
Yeah.
cruise casts ago where they're having some relocations.
Yeah.
So these are all Bahamas or Caribbean bound sailings,
Right.
and they've been adjusted to revolve around a port of called Puerto Plata in the Dominican.
In Dominican a little bit.
No, to go there.
What?
So we've talked plenty of times in the past where they've said we're not now going to the Dominican. This is in there. And allegedly, and I've got the quote in a second, it's to improve the cruise line's relationship with that destination.
You know what's happened. I know what's happened.
Well, you save that to yourself for a second, and then you can tell me.
Go on.
So this is the quote. To enhance the guest experience, diversify our Caribbean offerings, and strengthen partnerships with key destinations, we've modified selected itineraries to include additional calls to the Dominican Republic through the end of this year, is what they've said. So the new sailings have replaced popular ports of call in the Bahamas, such as Bimini, Nassau, and their private island, Great Stirrup
Their own
Key.
private island?
Yeah. But the private islands having the new pier built.
All right, okay.
So that it can put two
big ships in
there at once rather than just one. Guests who are booked on them have been very vocal saying they're not happy because they don't see strengthening their partnership as a key reason for changing it. This isn't a weather thing. It's not a port issue.
I know it's happened.
And they've not offered them a free cancellation or refund.
I know it's happened.
What do you think's happened?
Ring, ring.
Ring, ring.
Ring, ring.
Hello.
It's the Dominican Republic here.
Hello, you're through to Norwegian Cruise Line's itinerary destinations.
We've got a great deal for you on visiting our port.
You have? What's that?
It's you buy one, you get one free.
Wow. Sign us up.
See you next Tuesday.
Bye. Yeah, there probably was something along those lines. I suspect where they talk about sort of strengthening the partnerships, we know that the Dominican's been an area, certainly over the last sort of 5-6 years, where cruise lines have gone less to than they used to do, just for its sort of political issues there.
Yeah.
And it might have been that they said, well, if you don't commit to doing so many, then we're not going to let you there or whatever.
Yeah, okay.
So I'm sure there's in there. The only issue I have with that, cruise lines have a right to change ports. We've talked about that before. Whether, that should be the case or not is up for debate, but they do. It's in the terms and conditions. What I have an issue with is that they've dropped out some key destinations where people might have booked it specifically for, in particular Bahamas.
Yeah.
This should allow people to change it to a different
because people meet up in the
cruise.
Bahamas, because you could be on a cruise and I could be a cruise.
Yeah, and you've arranged to meet someone
kind
there.
of thing. Yeah.
They should have, as a bare minimum, allowed people to change the cruise free of charge or get a refund.
Yeah.
I think where you've changed it fairly significantly, they should do.
Yeah.
Cruise story number 2.
Ooh.
Europe's largest cruise terminal has opened, but where is it?
Largest cruise terminal
For
in Europe?
Yeah.
Where is it?
The Canary Islands.
Wow.
In particular, Gran Canaria, Las Palmas.
Oh, that'll be windy.
Windy.
We should.
That's your first response to this story. So, the brand new cruise terminal, and if you think of this from a Southampton perspective.
Also windy.
Yeah. The cruise terminals there have one ship in. So it's each cruise terminal, one ship.
Yeah.
This cruise terminal is over 150,000 square feet and handles 4 ships.
Wow, they're going to have the coloured lines out. They follow the blue line for this.
So the 2 levels.
Yeah, you're going to get lost.
It's a 40 million euro investment
it's
into
going to be
the
like
Canary
an
Islands
airport.
cruise infrastructure, because they're also, as well as doing upgrades to Lanzarote and Fuerteventura.
Also very windy.
Not Tenerife, though.
Not as windy.
No. So the new terminal had its first ship there a few weeks ago, which was Celebrity Apex.
Nice.
But also beyond the main structure, they've built a massive exterior, is it Esplanade?
Esplanade, yes.
Which is over 190,000 square foot of landscaped areas, but they've also restored a palm grove linking the terminal back to the main city waterfront promenade.
Oh, lovely.
So you
Love a
go in
palm
there
tree.
and you can walk in. Which
Nice.
we've talked about before, where it's ports where you have to get a shuttle. It's less attractive where you can just walk off.
Oh, like Barcelona, if you walk there, you feel like you're walking on the side of the M62.
You do. But that's now open. So very interesting. But I was genuinely surprised that it was Canaries Island. Or Canary Islands, rather. Final news story.
Okay, because then we all know
that Linzi has
I have to go to work on a boozy coffee.
It's not boozy much. Norwegian Cruise Line, again, have upset people again.
Oh.
By telling people on their private island that we've just talked about that you are no longer going to be able to use the drink package you buy on board. Now, to be fair to them, a lot of the cruise lines that have drinks packages don't let you use it on the private islands.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Yeah.
not uncommon. We've talked about before that we feel they should.
Yeah.
If you bought it on the ship, that's still an extension of the ship as far as I'm concerned. You should better use it. But they already have the More at Sea drinks package.
At sea.
Up to now.
At sea.
It does say at sea. From March the 1st next year, 2026, at the time of recording, you'll no longer be able to use it on the Norwegian's private island.
Well, you're going to Dominican, so it's no problem.
But here's where it gets a bit cheeky.
Okay.
A new drinks package created specifically for the island will be available for purchase in January. So even if you bought a drinks package,
Yeah.
They've said a drinks package isn't actually required to enjoy the port, as complimentary beverages like waters, juices, iced tea still be available at no additional charge.
Yeah.
Their quote was, "As we look to transform the on-island experience,
we've
evaluated our policies and made the decision that shipboard beverage packages will no longer be applicable for drinks on Great Stirrup Quay from March next year. As an alternative, and to provide our guests with flexibility to create how they experience the great life, in quotes, we will offer guests the ability to purchase a new beverage package crafted exclusively for the Great Stirrup Quay." Now, what I would say, one, if you bought the drinks package, that better be massively subsidised. So that you, as far as I'm concerned, they better not be charging this full price for that if you've already bought the other package.
Yeah.
Charge a bit more if that's what they're going to do, right or wrongly.
Yeah.
But it should be discounted if you have the other package. I do think it's good for anyone who hasn't bought the package.
Yeah, that's nice.
Who
if you
might
just
want to have just a day on the private island where, it's included.
Day drinking. I would also, if there's a group of you, I would cross-check how much it would be for that drinks package versus if they've got a cabana with drinks included. Because if you want to go all out.
That's a very fair point.
Oh, you know what? I do have some uses.
Because you do. Like suggesting things to do with drinks packages. For some reason, you're very good with that.
It's my only skill.
If their cabanas do include unlimited knife catching, not throwing.
Oh, yeah.
Tossing, catching. I do think those cabana ones, if they do include the drinks, and they could hold like 8 people, depending on the pricing, that actually might work out not bad value. But if you look at the prices that, say, Royal Caribbean charge for some of theirs, where you can be paying $4,000 a day for it.
That's a lot of drinks, for me. Even for me.
It now needs to include Krug.
Krug?
You need a better, take a bottle of Krug and drink it straight from the bottle at that price.
But some nice... I'm not going to say Krug because you're going to feel lousy the next day. I'm going to say...
I've never had Krug, I don't think.
Poor you. I'm going to say Don Julio 1942.
I'd like that. But I can get that at Costco for £140.
I'm just thinking, 100% pure agave.
You've got to drink a lot to get that $4,000 back. You got to have like 30 bottles of that. That seems an excessive amount in a day.
Yeah, maybe.
But
you're going to be sore the day after.
I'll be really interested to see when they're published in January what the package looks like, how much the price is, and I'm sure when they do, we'll talk about it.
We'll get the calculator out. Yeah.
Well, that brings us to the end of this episode of the Cruise Cast.
Well, I'm sorry about that. I don't know what Mark spiked my drink with.
Nothing.
I feel that was quite a intense. Is that the word? It started really just weird.
Well, it is. You were sort of taking your mind elsewhere with the song.
Your song. It was like, sometimes a song does that to you.
It does. It's, a good song should fill you with emotions or make your mind just go to a different place.
Like any forms of art.
It should. And with that...
You're just wrapping me up. Well, cheers,
You're the
Dad.
one who said you needed to go to work.
I do need to go to work, but I feel I'm not in a good place to go to work. I am going to be so...
Hype.
I'm going to annoy people.
Well, I'm going to play us out with the full version of the song, which is just over 4 minutes. So sit back.
Oh, you can do it
enjoy.
all in 4 minutes. Enjoy.
Don't say bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Step aboard this ship, ain't she a beaut? Got food around the clock from appetizer to fruit. The main dining hall, pal, it's quite the scene. Include her in your ticket, living out a dream. Steaks and potatoes, maybe something sweet. Hard to complain, yeah, can't be beat. But hey, now fellas, dames lend an ear. Hotel or hideaways that banish every fear of average cooking places tucked away. Where for a little extra you can really play that fancy French spot, dim lights and all that jazz. Or the chop house sizzle, giving it the razzmatazz. So what's the story? That extra something bright? Is it worth the moolah for just one special night? Does the service sparkle? Is the waiter so wow? Is the food divine? Something you truly crave? Or save your penny, stick with the main show. Can the included goodies make your spirits glow? Yeah, what's the story? That extra little gleam, living high on the hog or sticking to the stream. Now don't get me wrong, the regular fare's okay. Oh my, oh my. They switch the menu daily, come what may. Oh my, oh my. Got a waiter smiling, bringing bread and wine. No need to flash your wallet just to feel divine. From early breakfast till the moon is high, there's always something tasty floating by. But sometimes, baby, you wanna feel the class, escape the hustle, raise a different glass. A quiet table, maybe just for two, where every single flavor feels completely new. Forget the masses, feel exclusive, see, and fancy. Just for a moment, living fancy free. So what's the story? That extra something bright? Is it worth the moolah for just one special night? Does the service sparkle? Is the waiter suave? Is the food divine? Something you truly crave? Or save your pennies, stick with the main show. Can the included goodies make your spirits glow? Yeah, what's the story? That extra little gleam, living high on the hog or sticking to the stream. It ain't about the money, not completely, no. It's about the feeling where you wanna go. A big celebration or just cause you feel swell. Each to their own story, gotta ring that bell. Value or VIP, you make the call on this great big boat. You can have it all. Yeah, have it all. Included speciality, don't delay. Grab your fork and knife, folks, shout hooray, dig right in. This cruise is swinging, feel the beat, can't be beat. Every single meal is such a treat, yeah, what a treat. Ring it in, ding, 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 ding. Ba-do, 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 ba-do.